Good morning, class. My name is Michael Frechette, and today I'm going to give you a period of instruction on how to properly field strip the M4 carbine. Before we do that, we need to go over a few things. One is going to be proper weapons clearing procedures to make sure this weapon is safe and clear. Nomenclature, which is a fancy name for the parts of the weapon, and then we can go over the disassembly process. Before we can do anything, like I said, we have to go over, make sure that this weapon is safe and clear. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to check our safety and make sure its weapon's unsafe, which this one is. Next thing we're going to have to do is remove our ammunition source. To do this, press this button right here, which is our magazine release, push that, and that allows you to take your magazine out. We'll place that safely off to the side. And the third step rather, I should say, is to check and make sure that there's no actual bullets inside the weapon. To do this, we're going to take this magazine catch, bolt catch, bolt release, and we're going to push the bottom part. And it's a little ping pong, we're just pushing the bottom of the handle. Push that and hold it, and then take your charging handle, there's a little button right here on the side, with 2 fingers, smartly pull that back and push it back in, and you can release that. Or maybe not. And then we want to check down inside the chamber and make sure there's no bullets. You just look right down in this oval here, right down, you see a hole. You just want to make sure that there's no brass color in there, which would indicate a round inside the chamber. And that is all there is to clearing the weapon. Next we're going to go over the nomenclature, and everything you'll notice, the name of the part pretty much says what it does. So on the upper receiver, you have your ejection port cover, which is this right here, and you close that when you're not using the weapon, keeps the dirt out. You have your hand guards, and they guard your hand from burning it on the barrel, which gets hot while you're firing. At the end, you have your compensator, which just compensates for the rise of the barrel. You have your front sight post, which holds your front sight. Your backup iron sights, which you would use if you're not using the optic, which is not on this side, this slide rather. You also have your safety, which we've gone over, your bolt catch release, your trigger guard, which, like I said, everything has a name, protects the trigger, your magazine well, and your forward assist, which would help you place a round inside the chamber. On the bottom half of the weapon, we also, since I've gone over the trigger and the trigger guard, you have your pistol grip, you have your takedown pin, your pivot pin, and your collapsible buttstock. So now you know the parts, we're going to take it apart. Do not do what this slide shows and use a bullet to take your weapon apart. You want to use your fingers, or if you have a cleaning rod or a pen. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this takedown pin right by your safety lever, it's a little dot, you're just going to push it in with your finger. On the other side, there's a head, just going to pull it out, and it comes apart. And as you can see, just like the slide shows, it's a pinch point. Hold it together, take your takedown pin, push that same way, take it out, and then you can split the 2 parts. We'll get back to this one, put that down. Next, we're going to take our charging handle, and we're going to pull it out again. But this time, you're going to notice, since the weapon's apart, another piece comes out, which we'll go over next. Take your charging handle out, place it down with that groove up, because we're going to use that. You can take this, which is your upper receiver. You are done with that. This here is your bolt carrier groove. Like I said, we've already gone over the charging handle, but it has your bolt carrier, and right here is your bolt. We need to take these all apart. So what you're going to do, right on the side, is your firing pin retaining pin. Just take the head of your pen, put it in the little hole right inside that pin, and it slides right out. Put that pin right in that groove on your charging handle, keeps you from losing it. Then, just take the hole, tap it on your hand, firing pin comes out, place that in the groove. Now you're going to take that star part, which is the bolt, push it all the way in, make sure it's pushed in. Right here, you have your cam pin. Oops, apologize, thought there was another slide for that. You have the cam pin, you're just going to turn it so it's parallel with this piece, which is your gas key, and it slides right out. Put that in the groove also. Then, you can take your bolt, pull it right out, your bolt and your bolt carrier come apart. And the final step is to take this collapsible buttstock off, which was that next slide. And to do this, you just take this button that we push, collapse it, pull it out, slide it up, comes apart, and you field stripped your M4. Now you can clean it, do your inspections, repair it, whatever you need to do. To put it back together, we just go in the reverse order. So today we've gone over the weapons clearing, which was making it safe, the nomenclature, which is all the parts of these of the weapon, and like I said, every name of the part pretty much says what it does, and we've gone over disassembly.